Good morning and welcome to the fifth quarter AZ. I'm your co-host Tyrone Johnson, and today we're going to have one of our special co-hosts, the one who always comes in with a bunch of knowledge and information and is smiling big this morning, our co-host Russell Woods. Good morning, Russell. How you doing?
I'm great, Coach. How are you doing?
I'm doing great as well, man. Just getting going, trying to get this day started off on the right foot.
Yeah, I keep seeing pictures of you and Coach Neal for Flagstaff Hoops. How's that going?
Flagstaff hoops is going good. Coach Neal's team, each tournament that we went to, they won like the top division. The first tournament, the next tournament, they won like the consolation division, so they're doing well. We have a tournament this weekend here in town, so we'll be participating in Kiki Lockett's Unlock Potential tournament, which is in support of it's the Shake and Bake tournament, which is in support Mercedes John's son. And so, we're glad we got 6 or 7 teams in it. And so we're glad to be able to, stay local and support the cause.
Mm. Oh, it's got any new names going to be coming up when the Lady Eagles come around in the fall?
When we go through hoops, we get kids that's going to various schools. We get kids that will be going to Flag High. We get kids that will be going to Coconino. We get kids that's MPA. We get some kids even from, say, the reservations and whatnot, to where we have some kids coming in from like Cameron and Page and Winslow. So, for us, I never really talk about Flag High when we're in flag hoops. I try not to wear any Flag High gear, anything like that, and just try and really keep it all about flag hoops and developing the kids. So there's some talent coming up on the girls' side, and I think some of the schools that receive them will be definitely happy with that talent.
Good. Look forward to see what comes around. The big thing going on in town was softball yesterday.
Yeah, that was a game
That
yesterday.
was a game. Flag High beat Coconino 4-1, and they move on, and they're waiting for who they're gonna play on May 9th down in Phoenix. Uh, they win that and they get into the semifinals. They've got it's double elimination. They've got their one loss, but they're still alive, you know.
Yep. No, absolutely. And that's it. You want to be playing at this point in the season. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that Flag High Cocoa game it's just always interesting, when you come and you playing in the state tournament. And I believe during the regular season, Coco had beat them twice. I think once at least pretty handily. The other one may have been a little bit closer. And so the mindset for Coco going in that, is it more like, hey, we got this. We're 7 seed, they're 14 seed. We beat them twice, and
Mm-hmm.
then Flag High come in, or is it that old adage? It's tough to beat somebody 3 times in a season.
Hang on a second. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, then never mind this thing. Uh, Flag High baseball is also in it still.
Yep.
They beat Arizona College Prep 12-9, and they're going to play Saguaro in a couple days, so they're still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
Um, no, go ahead.
no, do we have anybody left in tennis or beach?
The beach volleyball pairs, there was a pair from both Flag High and Coconino. Uh, they got beat, so they're out of it. The big thing coming up is the track and field state tournament.
Mm-hmm.
That starts today. Apparently, I'm sure all the kids are on the buses and already heading down there now.
Yep. I know that we have obviously some great athletes, that some that play basketball that's now going down for the state meet for track. And we got, like, for instance, Tegan Martin doing high jump, and so her goal is to hit 5.2. So hopefully if she hits that, she'll come back with some type of medal.
Yeah, yeah. The two girls I'm looking at for Coconino are Rayleigh Palmer in the pole vault. She set the school record a couple of weeks ago for pole vault. And our girl, Darkania Gencarelli, she's going to be
Yes.
doing both shot put and discus.
She ready to throw a record? We want a record. Yeah, no, that's cool. And we wish our track and field athletes the best of luck. We also, wish the baseball and softball teams at Flag High the best of luck moving forward. And we're hoping that again, we can have some summer magic or some spring magic, if you will, and somebody bring home a championship.
Yeah, and I got one more thing: the Flag Cocoa Spirit Awards. Will be. I still have to put the dinner together, but I've got the winners. I can't tell until they know first. But that's going to be. I believe everyone's graduation is May 26th, so a few days before that. So that's what I'm working on.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I know that's something that people look forward to every year, and it's cool that you're able to follow these high school athletes and then give them that recognition, at the end of the year. So that's pretty awesome. Yep. All right. Well, look, we talk about these traditional sports and everything that are still going on here in the spring, but then we also have some other sports that may not necessarily be on the AIA circuit, but that are still sports that nevertheless, the club, we talk about sports, we talk about something with a ball oftentimes, or a puck or a stick or a bat, but sport that we gonna talk about today involves some wheels. And so Russ, why don't you go ahead and bring our guests out, give us a little bit about it, and then let's get into it.
Well, I talked to our guest for just a couple of minutes before the show, a fellow Coconino grad, a fellow Panther from the class of '94. He's been running Coconino mountain biking for a couple years. Let's give a warm welcome to our friend Gabe Gomez.
All right. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you bringing me on the show, and look forward to talking with you for a few minutes about our program. And yeah, just really thankful that we can get some exposure because, like you said, Tyrone, not a whole lot of people know we exist and know that we're out there. So really appreciate you giving us some time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We appreciate you joining this morning. And so Russ was saying that Coconino graduate, class of '94, give us a little bit about yourself and then your background in terms of how did you get into mountain biking and, into the coaching for the club.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it all kind of connects with what you guys are talking about all the time. I grew up in a sports family. Both my brothers, my sister, all went to Coconino, played the traditional sports, football, baseball, basketball, track, all those kinds of things. I was going that direction, and then I had a knee injury my freshman year of high school, which kind of threw a wrench in some of those sports for me. And one of the things I could do at that time to kind of rehab my knee injury was to ride a bike. And in the 90s, mountain biking started to kind of boom and become really popular. One of my older brothers had a mountain bike, so I went riding with some of his buddies. And towards the end of my senior year, I still like to be competitive and get out there. And one of his buddies mentioned, "Oh, you should start racing mountain bikes." And I didn't even know that existed at that time. So that kind of started my journey. I went and I raced for the NAU club for a couple of years. I went to NAU, graduated from there. And the cool thing about it, it's just been a lifelong sport that I can stay involved in and do, and no matter what age or ability. And so I have a son that's a sophomore now at Coconino, and he enjoys mountain biking. So he joined the team his freshman year, and I helped. I came on as an assistant coach, and our coach at the time, Brian Gruby, he had been doing a great job, and he ended up having to move to Wisconsin. So he was looking for someone to take over the program, and it was really a great program. So me and a few other parents stepped up to coach and direct the team and keep it going. And we had a great year last year. That was my first year as a head coach, and I'm looking forward to this next year as we're moving forward.
That's awesome. So when does your season run and what does it entail? Like, do you have a certain amount of races that you're involved in? And do you have like a conference, or is it just like all like a tournament each time?
Yeah, it's so we participate, the league that runs our program is Arizona Cycling Association, the ACA. Like you said, we're not involved with AIA, so they put on this race league, and so right now our season is kind of starting in the preseason. So we're doing a lot of recruiting, trying to get the word out there for people to come and learn about us. Our official practice season starts in July. So we'll start running our team rides officially then. And our race season is in the fall. We'll start in September. There's 5 races. The first one is actually here in Flagstaff out at Fort Tut Hill. It'd be awesome if people could come check us out because there's a lot of local teams here. Flag High has a big team. The charter schools, NPA basis. We have a middle school flyers team. So it's really a popular sport. And so we have 4 regular races. And the team, we compete as a team and as individuals. So there's team results and there's individual results with different categories. The students race as freshmen. There's a JV2 category, JV1 category, and a varsity category. And so the kids, they're kind of placed with common ability riders, and it can be fairly competitive. The varsity guys and girls are lightning fast. I couldn't even imagine trying to keep up with those guys. And then we have the races are all throughout the state. We go to Prescott, down in the valley. Snowflake was a new venue for us this last year. And then the state championship is in November down in Sierra Vista on Fort Huachuca. And so there's a lot of divisions. We're in Division 1 with all the bigger teams that we compete against. But they do have most races are North Division and South Division just because the teams are getting so big. But the state championships, everyone's racing against each other. And over 1,000 kids are involved in the league across the state. So it's really awesome. It's a great atmosphere when you go to these races. Each team has a pit zone with bikes and tents and area for the kids to recover and hang out. Food trucks, and it's a pretty cool atmosphere and ordeal. And one of the great things about this is it's really anyone can join. You don't have to have any experience. This year, the league is gonna do a first timer category. So if it's a kid's first time, instead of in a big old pack of 50 kids all starting at once, it'll be a little bit more like an intro to help them get used to it, and then they'll start entering the normal races.
Nice.
And the families are really involved. We go to these race venues and we hang out, we camp together and have family dinners with our team the night before. So it's really different and awesome and fun race league to be involved with.
That's real cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember growing up in Smoke Rise, and then we'd ride our bikes behind Sheep's Hill, the trails. That's one good thing about Flagstaff is there's plenty of trails, plenty of hills to be. Is there a particular trail you prefer, you like, that you were, riding when you were a kid, or you continue to ride on?
Well, when I was a kid, I grew up down in Sunnyside, and there was a little trail that went across that hill that goes up to the top of the mesa there, and I'd ride my little BMX bike down that trail all the time. And there was a bunch of jumps behind Killope Elementary School that we'd go to all the time, and so I love that. But yeah, Flagstaff is actually quite the destination for mountain biking. We got world-class trails all over the place. Mel Eldon is huge. I know one of the most popular trails is the Schultz Creek Trail, and they've been doing a really good job in town just building new trails. There's a new trail called Big Bang that's really popular and a lot of fun to ride. But there's stuff all over the place. Fort Tut Hill, Campbell Mesa, Walnut Canyon, and there's trails that are challenging and easy for people that are just getting into it. So it's a really great sport, gets you outside, enjoy the weather, and yeah, so this is a great place. And even in the wintertime, Sedona's not too far away, and that's a great place to go ride also.
Yeah, you said that that Flagstaff is becoming a world-class destination for mountain
Mhm.
biking. We've had guests on that say we talked about the same sort of thing for long distance running.
Mhm.
I assume it's for the same sort of reasons, the altitude, the semi-clean air, the quiet of the place as opposed to the cities.
Yeah, absolutely. It's anywhere in Flagstaff, you can pretty much turn around and there's a trail to get into. So it's really accessible. You got the pine trees and you can get up into the aspens and yeah, so anywhere, any direction you turn, there's somewhere to get out there, hike or ride. And yeah, so I think a lot of people are coming here for, like you said, the high altitude benefit. Hopefully that helps us and during the race season to have an
Mm.
advantage. But yeah, it's a great place to be.
Yeah, I know when we're in our basketball season and we get people from the valley up here, we often
Mhm.
try and make them feel 7,000 feet by the way that we push our pace and everything like that. Is there a competitive advantage such as that to mountain bike racing to where, okay, we're going to get them up here and we just going to push super hard to try and have them gas out at the last quarter mile or whatever it is?
Oh, absolutely. There's always strategies. It really kind of depends on each race course. For we do primarily cross country racing, so we try to encourage our kids. You're not going to beat many people on the downhill. It's all going to be on the uphill. So you gotta time it right, hammer on those uphills, especially when it's our home court advantage here for the first race at Fort Tut Hill. There's one in particular hill that we're like, you hit that hill hard, and that's where you're going to pass people to jump a few spots.
Nice, nice.
You mentioned the other schools also have their own mountain bike programs.
Yes.
I'm a big rivalry guy. So is there intensity when you're running against Flag High and NPA and basis? Is there like a little extra incentive to go after them in particular?
Oh yeah, I'm the old school Cocoa Flag High rivalry guy, so I'm always looking for us to beat the other local teams. And that's there, but you know what? That's another kind of cool thing about this league is there's that competitiveness, but there's a lot of camaraderie also, supporting each other. When I've thought about the history of the Cocoa team, uh, when it first started out, there was only like two or three riders, and actually Flag High let our riders ride with them and train with them at the start when we were starting because Flag High has a pretty big program right now. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but they're actually state champs the last 2 years in a row. So they've had a long, good history and tradition. We're a little bit in the earlier stages of building our program and stuff, but we definitely want to be competitive. This last year overall, we finished sixth in the state as a team. One of my goals is hopefully to crack that top five, and a lot of it is, we're just trying to recruit and get more kids on the team so we can be a little bit more competitive because Flag High's team, they have over 40 riders. This last year we grew our team, but we only had about 16 riders. So we're looking to continue to grow, build our program, get more kids involved and on bikes, and hopefully be able to breathe down their necks a little bit more.
And these are programs that have both boys and girls, right?
Yes, we have boys and girls categories, and that's one area we really want to try to encourage some recruitment is getting more girls involved. We had about 3 girls last year on our team, so that really helped, especially with points. Because when you don't have at least 2 girls racing or anyone in a category, you get zeros in the team points. So having those girls this last year was great. We want to keep growing that. We want to also bring on some additional female coaches to help us with that. So yeah, if you guys know anybody out there, some ladies that want to help us coach, and we want to encourage some of the girls to get involved and get riding. We send them our way. We'd be happy to help them.
So then are you considered a co-ed team for your team points, or is it just one team, or is there like boys category and then girls category, or is it just considered a co-ed?
It's kind of both. The team includes everybody. It's boys and girls. All the points from all the different categories are being added together for that. So that's where we have a little bit of a disadvantage when, a team like Flag High, they can collect a lot of points from their 40 riders, and for our 16, there's a lot more pressure to, get more points. So uh, but then each individual rider and category earns points for themselves. So there's also individual awards and points and placements. So it's kind of a mixture of both.
Okay.
Who were some of your key athletes coming from last year? I checked out the Arizona Cycling website just to get a little bit of background.
Yeah.
And Nathan Finney finished 5th last year. Who were some of your key racers last year, and who do you expect coming back this year?
Yeah. Nathan, he was a freshman last year. He finished 5th at state and 5th overall in his freshman category for D1. So I'm excited about him. He jumped up to the JV1 category. So we're going to have a strong JV1 boys group. We got Nathan Finney. We've got Isaiah Gomez and Ethan Rasmussen is also, he had a really strong performance last year. He podiumed at several races. He took 3rd overall in the JV 2 boys last year. Unfortunately, he got ill at state, so he wasn't able to race there, but he's a really strong rider. And we also have Nixon Toomey. Right now, we're petitioning to get him into the varsity category. We haven't gotten an answer yet, but he's really strong. He finished 11th last year at state in the JV1 category, and that's a real accomplishment. There's some fast guys in there. So our JV1 boys, they're going to be really strong. We lost one of our senior girls. She did a great job last year and finished 8th at state, but she's moving on to college, graduating this year. And so we have Xylee Norton, a freshman that's coming on as our girl right now. She'll be in the JV2 category. So looking forward to I know she's out there training and working hard. So looking forward to those people making an impact. And it's great because they can set personal goals and team goals, and we encourage them and help them meet what they want to accomplish, and we start working on that now. It's the training, all the hard work now is going to benefit them in the race season.
So I know we're getting close to time, but you talk about training right there. So what type of training do you do outside of just on the bike? Is there like a weightlifting program? Is there a conditioning program off the bike? And then for your practices, how many days are you out there? Is it a daily thing? Is it every other day?
Our official race program, the league kind of limits the teams on how many days they can do official practice. So right now we do 2 to 3 official practices per week. We encourage the kids though to ride on their own as well. And they're really good about getting together and going out on training rides. But we focus on skill building because it's not just getting out there and riding. There's also obstacles, jumps, drops, rocks that they have to learn how to navigate. The snowflake race last year, a new venue, it was really it was a technical race, a lot of tight single track with exposure, cliffs on one side and rocks all over. And so it was a learning experience for some of our kids. So we focus a lot on skills and endurance. We don't have any official weight training time, but we're encouraging the kids. It's not just about your endurance, but it's also strength and having because there's finishes where 2 people are sprinting to the finish line, and it comes down to, well, who put time putting those squats in and being able to power down to the end and beat that other person out. So so yeah, we're we're hopefully improving on some of that and how we help the kids and some of the things we provide them. And nutrition is a huge part of it too, of what they're eating and how they're eating and all that kind of stuff. That plays a huge factor.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff right there. And so we at that point in the show where we have our golden nugget question. Typically it's me that's asking it, but when we have our special co-host on, we leave it to him to ask. And so without further ado, do my best Coach Neil impression. It's time for our da 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 golden question nugget of the day. Russell, take it away.
You know, one of these days it's going to be me the host, and there's going to be a substitute, and I get to do the da 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 da. You've got an information night coming up, May 8th at Coconino, room 200. And I'm assuming it's a bit of a meet and greet kind of thing, and getting athletes prepared for what to expect. Could you give a little bit of a preview as to what to expect from the Panthers mountain biking in 2023?
Yeah, our parent night, we encourage anyone who's interested to come, because we'll be talking about the whole season, just giving an overview of how you get involved. So I'd encourage anyone that's interested to come and talk to us about it. The coaches will be there, some of the riders will be there, whether you're a returning rider or a new rider. Come check us out. This is a great sport. It's for everyone. There's no cuts, so you come in wherever you're at, and we promise you will learn, you will grow, you will have a great team to be involved with, and you'll make some immediate friends. And the whole team is just super encouraging. They support each other. They're out there cheering each other on during their races. And it's a great place to be. It's a great sport to be involved with, and it's something that you can do for the rest of your life. There's races throughout the state and throughout the country that you can do for any age, anytime, anywhere. And so we look forward to having a great season. We want to let people know we're looking for partnerships, sponsors to help us, because with some of this, we are a self-funded team, so we have to do all our fundraising by ourselves. Tax donations do go towards us. But we're looking for sponsors, businesses to come alongside and help us, because we have a lot of equipment that we need to haul, and we're looking for a trailer right now to be able to get all of our tents and our tools and supplies to each of the races. So we'd love to partner with any local businesses and individuals that want to help us with that. And even for like Coconino and the neighborhoods that are involved, this is a challenging sport to break into, but we want to support people and help them in any way, no matter what their circumstances are. The league offers scholarships, and they even have a new scholarship this year that will provide a brand new bike, helmet, gear, all that kind of stuff. So there's options out there for them. But we want to help our riders be successful and get out there and have a ton of fun. It's super fun to go out mountain biking. It's exciting, and you get in shape. And we're looking to improve in our competitive nature and move up a couple spots as a team. And we're going to see, I know we're going to see some of our riders get up there on the podium, and it's going to be an exciting season. So I invite everyone to come check us out. And you can message us on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll get in touch with you and answer any questions that you have. And I really appreciate you guys having us on, and this is awesome.
Yeah, no, definitely appreciate you joining us this morning.
Yeah.
Real quick, when I peek in on your Facebook page once in a while. I think the last fundraiser you had was back in April with Panda Express. Do you see any fundraisers coming up, or anything you want to plug for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Our next one, we're going to have a Chipotle fundraiser on May 16th at our West Side Chipotle. It's from 4 to 8. So we'll be distributing some flyers around Coconino and on our Facebook page. But even if you just go in that day and mention the Coconino High School mountain bike team, we'll get a portion of those funds. So we really appreciate the community support in helping us out with that. And again, those funds are going to go to helping kids get on bikes and support the team this year. So we appreciate the whole community's involvement in that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And look, he did one more real quick. I'm gonna do one more real quick. You say the sport is for everybody. If somebody is, say, an adult like me and want to get on and start riding and, you know, doing something competitive, where would I go? Where would I look at? What club type thing would I do?
Yeah. You know, there's a bunch of riders in town. Any of the local bike shops, I'll definitely shout out to them. Absolute Bikes, Single Track, Flag Bike Rev. They have groups that go on rides together. So your local bike shops are awesome. They support our team and the league. There's a bunch of, I know I met some ladies. I'll give a shout out to the Flagstaff Lady Shredders that are out there riding. I see them on Instagram all the time hitting the trails. We've run into them a few times. And yeah, you can get out there and you know, there's I think Adam Shimoni, he does a bike program where he's rebuilding old bikes and selling them and stuff like that for pretty inexpensive. So Flagstaff is actually a great cycling kind of community. And there's a lot of great places to ride. So it's just kind of breaking into that a little bit and finding a place and something to put, you know, to put your leg over and start riding. But you know, a lot of it is just about the person and getting out there and not being afraid to try. And it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you for joining us this morning. We definitely appreciate the insight. Best of luck this coming year, and we do look forward to seeing some of your athletes take the podium this year.
Absolutely. Thanks. I appreciate it.
All right. All right, Russell. That was another good one, as Coach Neal says. And
every show's a little better every single time.
yeah, and it's real cool when we get some of the non-traditional sports and we're able to be educated about what's going on. And I didn't know that all the schools, you know, had a mountain biking team and they're out here participating and getting after it. And so just to know that, even though I coach at Flag High, I had no idea that the mountain biking team was the state champion for the last couple of years. And so just to be able to, you know, hear this type of stuff from the program that we do, I think is real cool.
Well, part of that has to do with social media. I mean, Coconino's done a really good job about especially their mountain bike. I wouldn't have known about it if I didn't see it on Facebook. So you know, that's a key out there. You know, Flag High and NPA and Basis, you know, they need to get the word out, just like Gabe's doing with Coconino. You know, we don't know these things happen until you tell us they're happening.
Right.
And then, you know, I mean, big events, you know, even state championships may not make the Daily Sun if there isn't that gab out there, you know, the word of mouth.
Yep.
And speaking of word of mouth, let me try plugging the show for once.
Let's do it.
If you like this show, if you like what we're doing, if you like our guests, if you like Coach Danny and Coach Tyrone, and you can put up with me, you know, give these videos a like, tell your folks, and pound that subscribe button.
That's it. We got to go ahead and get them viewers up. So let's get some people subscribed in here. Great job, Russell. It's always a pleasure seeing you. Always a pleasure talking with you. Hope that you have a great weekend, great week. So I don't know what everybody got to do today, but I do know one thing: you ain't got to go home,
but you can't stay here.
Peace.